Blobs, welcome to a new video. Today is an exciting one because it's my first ever currently inked video, which means it's gonna be a mess. I have no idea what I'm doing or how these videos are gonna, manifest themselves in the future, but that's okay. We're in it for the ride more than anything. Where are the fountain pens? Oh, here they are. Okay, so exciting things. There are 3 pens that I've sort of decided are gonna remain inked with the same inks, if you will. Let me find the other one. So those for the time being will be the same. I think I still will swatch them at the time of doing the currently inked for the month though. Yeah, I think so. I haven't actually set up this insert yet. It's brand new. It's newsies. I will set it up later, but I wanted to do the currently inked. I needed to kind of get my brain focused on something else because I just went through a really annoying and upsetting situation with a package that I ordered that has become a package from hell. Really expensive stationery order it's just been a whole thing. I don't want to talk about it. I want to do currently inked. So let's do that. Originally, I thought I was going to do the currently inked in my daily journal, my patchwork life journal. And I still might do some sort of swatching in here, but I don't know. I haven't 100% decided. I think I wanted to do the currently inked instead and kind of have it be like an art-ish journal situation, maybe. We shall see. So talking about the 3 pens that I've already got inked with ink. The black one, this is a Lamy Safari. How do I want to do this? So the Lamy Safari in fine, this is what I'm using for my morning pages, and this is inked right now with Diamine's Earl Grey, but it does have some remnants of, because I didn't clean it, it has some remnants of the sketch ink Lottie. So it's a little darker than what it's swatched to, which is fine. It's not a big deal to me. So that's that one. And then this is another Lamy Safari. So these 2 pens were gifted to me by Maddie from Helonaya, and this was gifted to me by Sozan. And this is a Lamy Safari as well. These are both in fine, and this one's an extra fine. This is a TWSBI. This one is inked in a ink that, again, Maddie gifted me. It's Ferris Wheel Press. Edwards Gardens. Let's just say that. I love this ink a lot more than I ever thought I would. And so that one is inked in this one, and I don't think I'm going to change that for the time being. And then in the TWSBI Eco in rose gold, I have Taccia's Kurocha brown ink. And I recently re-inked this, so I'm not gonna do anything with that aside from swatching it potentially, I guess. Where is Ferris Wheel Press? Let's bring that back over here. And then I have a couple other ones that I need to ink that I don't know yet what I'm gonna ink them in. So for sure these 3. This one is technically my first fountain pen ink first fountain pen that I found, but I had broken this. It had fallen and I had messed it up. I cleaned it and tried to fix it, and I'm gonna attempt at writing with it. I haven't written with this in years, and see if it works, and if it doesn't, I will throw it out. So that's an attempt at something. I have a Pilot Kakuno in fine. I have a Kaweko. I think this is a student. I'm not 100% sure what model this is. This was my second fountain pen, and this is in a medium, and then the Kaweko Sport in extra fine. So those are the 3 pens that I need to ink, aside from this one, which is a big question mark. I'm gonna ink those off camera, and then we'll come back with my decisions, or rather we can decide together. So let's look through my little ink swatch journal that I have in a week's. I am developing a swatching system, or an ink system, fountain pen system, whatever have you, and it is in development. I've placed an order at JetPens, and once that arrives I will provide more details, but I think I want to swatch at least one of them with one of the Diamine Inkvent colors, just because they're new and I want to use them. So But I do definitely want to ink Gingerbread, so I'll probably end up inking the Pilot Kakuno in Gingerbread because that's what I had it in last time, and I was absolutely in love with that as a writer, so that combination. So that's probably going to be Gingerbread, which you can see here. And then here are my swatches for Diamine, the Inkvent, and high contenders are Wilted Rose, Baltic Breeze, Marley, Wishing Tree looks exciting. Maybe Snow Globe because of the fact that I'm in like a blue period, basically. Tundra looks fun as well. Nutmeg. Salted caramel looks fun too. Wishing Tree is up there as well. Marley and Wishing Tree look really... Maybe Wishing Tree? Or maybe Snow Globe. It's so hard to pick. If I'm doing Gingerbread, that's a brown. I have the Taccia brown, which you can see here. Is what I'm using here. I see lilac is cute too. What is calling to me, really? What is calling? Maybe I won't do Gingerbread. Although I really do want to do Gingerbread. Okay, I'm going to decide and then we'll be back and you can see which ones I chose. Okay, so these are the options that we have. So we have our three main drivers, which, like I mentioned, are the Taccia Kurocha, the Earl Grey by Diamine, and then the Ferris Wheel Press Edward Gardens. In terms of the other three, I do have four here because I was trying to figure out if I liked the palette or not. I was just going to experiment. If I didn't like some of these colors, then I would swatch some other ones, and this is just going to be like an experimental place. I do like how they look together, though. This is Snow Globe, which is a chameleon ink. This is Wilted Rose, which is a standard. Yep. And then this one is Wishing Tree. Yep. Which is a chameleon as well. And then this is a Diamine. I believe this is from the blue Inkvent, which I'm not sure what year that is because this was a sample that was sent to me, which I'm obsessed with, again, by Sosan. And I love this color so much. It's so surprising to me. I was kind of like lukewarm about it when I first swatched it in the Hobonichi weeks, but after writing with it in the Pilot Kakuno, I'm just obsessed with it. So as you guys can see, I only have 3 fountain pens. I did order another one and it is on its way, but it has not arrived yet. So if the Pilot Metropolitan, I think is what this one is, if it doesn't work out, then I will have the option to ink whichever one I don't choose. But in the meantime, I have to make a choice. So I think, which one do you think? I think I'm between Wilted Rose and Gingerbread. I do really like Snow Globe, even though it is another blue, but this is like a more tealy blue. It has to go primarily with the Kurocha because that is the main color that I'm using at the moment. Brown is kind of like the color for the month. The other option would be to take out the black ink from the Lamy Safari and just use another type of pen for my morning pages. That's something else that I had considered anyways. So first up is Taccia, of course. And in the order, that I am gonna be receiving from Jet Pens, sorry, apparently it can do 2 things at once. The order that I'm going to be receiving from Jet Pens is going to have some eyedroppers, so I'm really excited for that because that's going to change the name of the game when it comes to these swatches. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so this is the TWSBI Eco Rose Gold. And this is an extra fine nib. And this is inked with Taccia, Kurocha, Okay, so that's that one. And then the next one, which I know won't change either, is the Lamy Safari in clear. So hold on, so I'm already done with this one, so we can put her away. So again, this one is inked with JR Bond, no, not JR Bond, Ferris wheel press, Edwards Garden. Ooh, that's a lot of ink. And this is not an ink I thought I was going to enjoy as much as I have been enjoying it. This was gifted to me by Maddie again. And I'm not normally, you know, now that I was gonna say that I'm not normally a blue person, but evidently I am in my blue phase, as I have talked with my sister about. Blue is like a color that I would not consider my favorite by any means. But for some reason, it is a color that I often come back to artistically. Who knows why, but alas, that is it. That's something that happens. And yeah, I don't know why. So again, this is the Lamy Safari. Let me just do a couple of stars here. And excuse me if I'm getting a call. Some of this is already dried a bit, but okay, so Lamy Safari Clear, which now that I'm seeing it, I never shake that bottle. It looks a lot like Vibe, but with like added shimmer, from the Diamine Inkvent. Let me show you here what that looks like, which is good to know because that means, I mean, I guess it's definitely more sheening on Vibe, but the base color might be a little bit darker, but yeah, the shimmer I think is where the difference is. Anyways, so Lamy Safari Clear in Fine. And then this is inked with Ferris wheel press. Edwards Gardens. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I also want to do one of these little flowers. Excuse my Google chat going off. Cute. Okay, so those are those. I think I am going to ink up Snow Globe and Wishing Tree. The problem is that those are glitter inks, right? They're both chameleon inks. Yeah. I don't know how it's gonna react in these. I know. I think I'm gonna put Wishing Tree in this one. And I don't know if I like this converter very much. I feel like I've had issues with it ever since trying to use it. Like it doesn't seal well. Where's my little thing? Well, I'm going to ink them and I will be back with what my decisions were. Okay guys, I did a thing and I'm super excited about. Here's my dirty hands. Let's zoom you in. Okay, so it does work. This one does work. So I inked this up with Earl Grey instead and decided to clean up the Lamy Safari and fill this up with Snow Globe. I have to do some research. I don't know. Can you guys remove Lamy Safari cartridges? Not cartridges, the feed? Or are they like embedded? Because I feel like I didn't do a great job cleaning this because I couldn't get the feed off and I wasn't sure if I was going to break it. So I didn't. I have to do some research on that. So the color that's coming out of here is going to be like a combo of Earl Grey and Snow Globe. And I'm absolutely fine with that. It's not a big deal. And then I really struggle whenever I re-ink this one. I think that I'm eventually going to throw this one out maybe, because it's always such a struggle with it. Very, very much so. So, okay. Oop. Okay, calm down. So let's do the Earl Grey, because those are the big three. The main drivers, if you will. Okay, and so let's get the Earl Grey in here. Okay, that's a lot of ink. And that is gonna be in my Pilot Metropolitan. I can't believe this thing came back from the dead. Like, what I tell you, it's been years. Years and years. Pilot Metropolitan in a fine nib. I like messed up the nib and I just took some pliers to it because I mean I didn't have anything else to lose at this point. Inked and it worked. And so this one will move on to be my Morning Pages pencil, not pencil, pen. Flowing really nice, which I like. Okay, and so those are my three main drivers. Oh, how exciting! What a time to be alive, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna do Snow Globe next because that is in combination with this one. So let's do Snow Globe, which again is from Diamine Inkvent 2024, the black Inkvent. Actually, I am gonna do this one just because this is the one that it should be. And I had never given it much thought about like shimmers or not. I mean, I'm really new to the hobby, like super new when it comes to fountain pens and inks. As you can see, all I have are beginner pens. But I had never really given it much thought when it came to like shimmers and whatever harming pens. So that's a fairly new fear to have. And you can see it's very similar to the Earl Grey, and that's because of the residue that's left. Lamy Safari, and this is in fine black. Fine. I'll do like the combo of it though. Not going to lie to you. I like that it's in a thicker pen as well. I mean, technically it's a fine, but I think most people know that the fine on a Japanese pen is thinner. So there's that. What else do I want to do here? I want to do the lines. Like that. Yeah, you can see that it is a little lighter already than that though. So there is some of that snow globe in there. Okay, so that one's that one. Next up we'll do let's do Wishing Tree, which is in the Kaweko. The Kaweko, I think this is student. I don't know, man. I'm really struggling whenever I re-ink that pen, but we shall see, we shall see. I am receiving a new pen at some point next week, which I'm really excited about. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what the name is. I can't remember. It's one I saw. It's sub video. Oh gosh, I'm horrible. It wasn't an impulse buy because it's still a beginner's pen. But since I have a couple of pens that are giving me grief, that's why I decided to get it. And it does have some pretty good reviews for being a beginner pen, so that's exciting. Okay, and so this one is inked. This one is the Kaweko. It's a little light for my liking. I thought because it was going to be in a thicker, like a medium nib, that it would be better, but it is lighter. And like I mentioned, I'm fairly new to this, so I don't know. Yeah, I really struggle with this pen. Like it's somehow become really dry. It wasn't always like that. And yeah, there is shimmer in this, so that could also be a factor. Inked with of why it feels so dry, but it's not the first ink that I put in here that feels dry. I also put in what was in this? Lottie, and I mean that's a drier ink in and of itself, but I really struggled with it in this one. I thought again because it's a medium nib that it would be better, but not really. Wishing Tree. Okay, that's a little better. I guess I have to press a little harder with this one. That helps somewhat. Overall, not very pleased. True sad. But we will make do with what we have. If I end up not having a good time with it in this pen though, which is what it seems like it's gonna happen, I will try inking the other pen with this ink and seeing how that goes. I love the color so much, but if it's gonna give me grief, then no thank you. Okay, so that's that one. And that's the Kaweko student with a medium nib. And then, which one's next? We have two more, yeah. So next up is the Kaweco Sport, which is with Wilted Rose. Beautiful color. I really like this. Some of my printables for January are using this color because it's so pretty. Definitely one of my favorites of the Inkvent. Let's see how it writes. Okay, so this one is in a Kaweco. Extra fine, sport, extra fine, and I'm not the biggest fan of extra fine, truthfully, but it does have its moments where I like it. Like I really enjoy writing with the TWSBI extra fine, and then there's certain instances, certain notebooks that I do prefer the thinner line, but I tend to prefer a fine overall. Inked with. This is another instance where it's a bit lighter than I'd like or expected. I am very much a black writer. I prefer black inks, dark inks for my general writing, more so than colored inks. So experimenting in this kind of realm of ink is definitely new. But yeah, I'm excited to try it out. Inked with Wilted Rose. Especially because of how I am wanting to journal in my daily log. Wilted Rose, Diamine, Inkvent, 2024, black. I'm wanting to do commonplacing and daily journaling and all that jazz in one same journal, and I feel like having multiple colors for certain things is gonna help kind of differentiate some of the things that I'm writing. So that's one of the reasons why I want to have a couple of colors, like accent colors, aside from just the main drivers, as I call them. But yeah, this one's pretty light in this. I might try switching, although this one's really light in the medium, so I can't even imagine. I think out of all of them, of the new colors, I definitely like the Lamy Safari and how that looks with Snow Globe, even if it's not 100% what Snow Globe is gonna look like. But yeah, that's the Kaweco Sport and Extra Fine. And then last but not least is the Pilot Kakuno, which I already know I'm gonna love, with the Diamine Inkvent Blue Edition Gingerbread. So let's do the little swatch for that one. And this is in my Pilot Kakuno. Oh, it's so good. Pilot Kakuno in Fine. I love it so much. And then this is inked with Diamine Blue Inkvent, and this is Gingerbread. Definitely one of my favorite colors of 2024, even though, I mean, take what I say with a grain of salt, because again, I'm so new to the hobby that, I mean, yeah, take it with a grain of salt, you know? Okay, that's so exciting. So we've got it currently inked. Okay, so here is the currently inked. We've got, again, just to go over it, the TWSBI Eco in Taccia Kurocha. We have a Lamy Safari Fine, inked with Ferris Wheel Press Edward Gardens. The Pilot Metropolitan inked with Diamine Earl Grey. Lamy Safari inked with 2024 Inkvent Snow Globe, with a little bit of that residue from the Earl Grey. Kaweko Student in a medium nib is inked with Diamine Inkvent 2024 Wishing Tree. Kaweko Sport is inked with Wilted Rose, also from Diamine Inkvent 2024. And then finally, the Pilot Kakuno is inked with Diamine Blue Inkvent in Gingerbread. And that is my first ever currently inked. Can you guys believe it? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. That's so exciting. I'm gonna leave this open here because I think I'm gonna do some collage. And yeah, that's what it is. That's what we got for this month. Thank you so much for joining me in our first ever currently inked. Hopefully it is something that will become a regular on the channel. And yeah, hopefully better every single time we try it out. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.